there's one thing that I believe. You can't stop me from chasing my dreams. I know it's rough and the road is long. I got the strength, you can carry me home, yeah. You can try to silence my voice, but the world's gonna hear my song.
What up? Channel Sweatbox, we back, we live, we active here on the channel. Yes, indeed. Let's talk some UFC 232. It is now in the books. It is official. Jon Jones is once again UFC light heavyweight champion, but we'll get to that. I want to give the the undercard a little bit of attention. This was a really good card, and I'm gonna give about 3-4 minutes to talk about the undercard before we get to the main event and the co-main. I'm not going to go through all the matches, but there was a couple highlight matches. Uriah Hall beat Bevan Lewis by KO. I like Uriah Hall. I'm a fan of Uriah Hall. I liked him when he was on The Ultimate Fighter a couple of years ago, and his UFC career has been hit or miss. He's pretty much alternated wins and losses, and he had a little bit of hype coming into the behind him when he came into UFC, but he hasn't lived up to it. Of course, I'm not saying that. He's a very good fighter. And he's got the ability to beat anybody on any given night. And he looked good tonight. KO, got it done. Third round, he looked good. On to another Hall. Ryan Hall defeated BJ Penn with a heel hook. Look, I'm going to say it like this, man. BJ Penn, I love you, bro. Greatest, one of the greats. You're one of the greats to do it. 2 championships in 2 divisions. Bruh, you got to retire, man. Ain't nobody trying to see that no more, man. You ain't want to fight in almost 10 years. What was it, 2010, 2009 when you won the last fight? Come on, bro. You got to give it up, fam. It's done. Nobody wants to see this. It's sad. And Ryan Hall, shouts out to Ryan Hall because he did his thing. And Ryan Hall's a great fighter, but BJ Penn, bruh. I mean, he didn't take a lot of damage in this fight, but it don't matter. It's just, he just seems old. He seems slow. He seems like his reaction time ain't what it used to be. But all respect to Ryan Hall. He got the job done. I mean, I'm not hating on that. Well, Ryan Hall got the job done. BJ Penn, you got to go, bro. You got to retire. I love you, but you need to retire. Megan Anderson versus Cat Zingano. This was a weird fight. Megan Anderson won after she kicked Cat Zingano in the face, and her toe literally went into her eye, and Cat Zingano sustained an eye injury, and she had to get... That was it. Fight's over. It was the equivalent of an eye poke, but it was from a foot, so it was a kick. So it's not, but it was the equivalent of an eye poke. Her eye was messed up, and you could see it. Toe went right into the eye. Megan Anderson got them long legs. Cat Zingano was circling out, and Megan threw a head kick, and she almost missed it, but that toe right in the eye. Cat just feetled up. Megan gave her a couple body shots. Was like, ugh. Ref was like, it's over. Nah, you're done. It was the strangest thing ever. I'm not going to talk about Walt Harris, Andrei Arlovsky. Alexander Volkanovski beat Chad Mendes. I know I probably messed up his name, but Chad Mendes. He messed up Chad Mendes. This is only Chad's second fight back after his 2-year suspension. He looked good in that comeback fight, but man, Alexander knocked him. It's going to be a tough loss for Chad. Corey Anderson defeated Eli Latifi. I had Latifi winning this fight. I picked Latifi winning this fight going in. What I'm saying, I didn't think Latifi won. I think Corey beat him. Absolutely, it was a decision. Nothing too exciting. They both had their moments, but Corey Anderson got it done. Michael Chiesa versus Carlos Condit. This was a surprising fight. Let me talk about Chiesa for a minute. Michael Chiesa has had a crazy 2 years. He had that crazy controversial loss to Kevin Lee. Then he had the whole bus fiasco where he was involved in with Conor, where he got cut in the face, lost out on a shot at the 155-pound belt. Then he loses to Anthony Pettis. I believe it was Anthony Pettis. And so now he moves up to 170 to take on a very game Carlos Condit. And he finishes Carlos Condit fairly easily with a Kimura. I'm impressed with Michael Chiesa. I am impressed. Now, granted, we all know Carlos Condit isn't the same fighter he was when he fought Nick Diaz and when he fought George St. Pierre. But Carlos Condit is still a very, very talented fighter. And Chiesa, he beat him fairly easily. So keep an eye out for Michael Chiesa now that he's at 170. He says he feels good there. He has no plans to go back to 155. We'll see. We'll see. He's got some stiff competition at 170. But, yeah. Okay. That's enough of the undercard. Let's talk about this main and this co-main. Let's start with this co-main. Chris Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes. We got a new champ. And Amanda Nunes, she knocked out Chris Cyborg in 51 seconds. 51 seconds. What can you say about that? Man. These two girls, this was a great fight, by the way. Even though it was 51 seconds, it was a great fight. Because these girls came out swinging from the shoulders. I mean, as soon as it wasn't no feeling out process. As soon as the ref said, you ready? You ready? Yep. Yeah. And they was throwing. Both of them. They both got caught too, but Cyborg got caught. She got caught. You remember when, to all my vintage UFC fans who remember back in the day, you remember when Lyoto Machida knocked out Rashad Evans and took his title and just teed off on him, and Rashad was on, yeah, it looked like that. She just hit her with some, Cyborg was just like, it was, woo! She gave her some one-hitter quitters, bro. Like 4 of them, though. It was nice. So Amanda Nunes, she is officially the GOAT when it comes to women fighters. Beat Cyborg. Beat Ronda Rousey. Beat Miesha Tate. I mean, her resume speaks for itself. So, I don't know. What do you do now? What do you do with Amanda Nunes now? And the UFC does not want to push her. If you look at most of the promo, they gave her about 50-50 promo on this one. But you look how she got promoted on the Ronda Rousey fight, man. And to believe, she lost to Kat Zingano. This is the same Amanda Nunes that lost to Kat Zingano a couple of years ago. I think she would buzzsaw Kat Zingano now. That girl hits like a truck, man. I mean, she can throw. Man. She put some hits on Cyborg to knock her out, bro. So, shouts out to Amanda Nunes for just looking like a true champ. Unlike, well, we'll get to that. Let's talk about this main event, y'all. Let's get into it. John Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson, Part 2. What do you want me to say about John Jones? He's the man, bro. This dude is a monster. He defeats Alexander Gustafsson via stoppage in the 3rd round. Punches, TKO, KO, whatever you want to call it. He had him flattened out and was just bombing on him. I mean, he took him apart, man. He took him apart. And it was surgical. It didn't rush. This is the thing, and John spoke about it in the post-fight. In that first fight, he was chasing Alexander a lot. He was chasing him a lot. And he didn't do that this time. He was very methodical. Alexander was moving forward most of the fight. And he was just getting hit with elbows and kicks to the body, kicks to the legs, punches to the face, elbows. John would throw in a takedown attempt. Didn't get it in the first 2 rounds, but he made Alexander expend energy fighting off those takedowns. And then every time there was an exchange, every time they would grapple, he would exit the clinch and try to throw an elbow, and he was just overwhelming him, man. I mean, Gustafsson had his moments where he hit John with some punches, but it was I just never felt like John was in any danger in that fight. And then 3rd round, he hit him with some vicious leg kicks to end the 2nd round. 3rd round, Gustafsson was limping. John's shot got the takedown, and that was the beginning of the end, man. That was the beginning of the end. Looked like he was gonna go for a rear naked choke, and then he was like, nope, got in position and just pounded him out. Just pounded him out with some nice ground and pound. Man, I mean, if you look at when John in rematch, he spoke about it in rematches too. First time he fought DC, he went 5 rounds. Second time he finished him. First time he fought Gustafsson, 5 rounds, war. This time finished him. Both in the 3rd round. Difference of about a minute from when they each got finished. Man, this dude, I mean, is there any doubt left? Is there any doubt left? John Jones is the GOAT. I mean, you can strip him of the title all you want. He's just going to beat whoever has it, beat their ass to take it back. It's personal to him. This dude, he's a beast. He is a legit beast. And I know Daniel Cormier is mad, but bruh, Here's the thing. John said it in the post fight. He said, "I don't have anything personal against Daniel Cormier. It's just the fact that Daniel Cormier claimed that he was the UFC light heavyweight champion, and he wasn't." And I agree. Now let me go ahead and make this clear. I have the utmost respect for Daniel Cormier. I think he is a stand-up guy. He is a model citizen. I wish more people in the world were like Daniel Cormier. But he didn't beat John Jones. Didn't beat him. John Jones had that title stripped. He beat Anthony Rumble Johnson. Beat him up. Choked him out. And he was awarded the vacated UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Then he defended it against Gustafsson. Then he fought John and got knocked out again. He got knocked out. Lost again. And then John pops. So they strip John of the title again, void that victory, and then they give the belt back to Cormier, and then he goes and beats Volkan Ozdemir. So he's got. So I'm saying he was a good fill-in while the real champ wasn't there. But come on, man, we all know he was never the champ. He was never the champ, and John proved it tonight. John proved it tonight. And I know the haters will be like, "Oh, he's cheating." That's fine. You can say that. And John is responsible for what he put in his body. But the science says John did not intentionally try to gain an unfair advantage. He did not cheat. The amounts in his system would not even give an advantage. You can't even, it was so, you can say what you want. Even this, look at the science, some of y'all still ain't gonna believe it. But like Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad said, yeah, science, bitch. Look at the science. It's undeniable. And that man is just a violent machine who beats people's asses for a living. And he's better than everybody else at doing it. At least at light heavyweight. Who does he fight next? Who? Jimmy Manuwa? Corey Anderson? Illa Latifi? Come on, man. He's beat the top two guys twice. And those two guys have beat everybody else. Come on, bro. What, you gonna bring back Anthony Johnson? Have you seen Anthony Johnson? He looks like he's on the ooze from Ninja Turtles 2. He's huge. There's no way he's making 205 again. So John moves up to heavyweight. I'd love to see him fight Cain Velasquez. I'd love to see him fight Stipe Miocic. There's some good fights for him at heavyweight. You get to the bigger guys, the Derek Lewis's, the Ngannou's, he's got some problems. I think he has a shot. His fighter IQ is so high, I don't rule him out of any fight. He definitely has bigger challenges at heavyweight than at light heavyweight. I just don't see anybody at light heavyweight beating him anytime soon. He's still only 31. He is going to terrorize that division for the near future. I'm sorry. You just need to embrace it. You guys better hope he fucks up again. Every fighter in that division better hope he pops for something, because if not, he's whooping all y'all's asses. Plain and simple. The boy is the best fighter ever. Mind you, I grew up watching Anderson. I didn't grow up, but in this sport, Anderson was the man before then. But John Jones is on another level. And his fight IQ is just insane. He knew to stay out of Gustafsson's punching range. He didn't take nearly the damage that he took in that first fight. Gustafsson could barely hit him. It's unbelievable. So shouts out to John Jones, and still, he never lost the belt. And still, he's never been defeated. Never lost. Never lost. So shouts out to John Jones. Once again, your light heavyweight champion at 205, man. UFC 232 was a great event. Let me know what you guys think about it, what you guys think of overall, how you guys feel about John Jones getting his belt back. And until next time, you know how we do. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
I got the strength, you can